everyone, it's Sharronda from Pay or Waits, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Passage, Season 1, Episode 7, You Are Like the Sun. So I have to give full disclosure, I have a really bad migraine right now, and I was going to wait until tomorrow to record this episode, but I actually have a movie that I have to watch and review, so I'm just going to go ahead and record this tonight. I'm probably going to pass out before it gets finished downloading, so it'll be posted early in the morning for everyone to view and share. Thanks in advance. So let's go ahead and get into this episode. So there was a lot of backstory that we were finally given in regards to what Brad and Lila had to endure with their daughter passing. And I have to admit, I thought that their daughter was sick and she had some type of disease that they couldn't find a cure for. But we see that Lila and Brad's daughter, she has a soccer match. They win. They were supposed to do this party that her mother, Lila, was supposed to chaperone, but she got called into an emergency surgery and Brad took over. So he's trying to get everything together. And what happens? They don't have no markers. And the baby, she wanted her markers, okay? So he goes across the street to a convenience store to try to buy markers, where there's a guy who actually ends up sticking up the gas station, and as he has the gun out, Brad's daughter, walks in and he shoots and kills his daughter. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is even more traumatic than what I thought it was going to be. First of all, you had to see your daughter get shot in front of you. I was just like, y'all, this is way too much for me to handle right now. But what I appreciate about The Passage and what it does is it kind of takes these backstories and helps us understand the characters that we were presented with in the first episode. So we wonder why Brad, how can he be in the business of basically lying to people on death row and basically selling them this dream that's not really true of being experimented on in Project Noah. And so we see that him trying to process, or really not process, his daughter's death. We see him and Lila in therapy throughout the course of this episode as she finds a sense of purpose. She wants to help people. She wants to feel needed because she's no longer needed as a mother, and then also too almost not as a wife, because Brad has become detached from her. And so we see in this therapy session where Brad is trying to basically run away from the problem, and Lila's trying to figure out how to move on in life. And so we kind of see how those two broke apart. And so in the midst of all of this, we're going back and forth in the flashbacks, and we see that Lila and Brad were taken, and basically we think that they're going to try to kill them, tie up loose ends, is what they were previously trying to do when they first took Lila. And so Brad and Lila are trying to basically make a break for it. And so during the course of all of this, we see that Clark has kind of come around and he's trying to help find them, to help save them, because he doesn't believe in this Project Noah anymore. And so in the midst of all of this, we see the Secretary of Defense basically gives the little creepy mustache director free reign to do what he wants. He takes control of the program. And I felt like it was a little like, how did you reject Dr. Sykes' access and not Dr. Lear? But I guess since Dr. Sykes has been so vocal about shutting down this project, even though they have no intention of doing that, because they want to weaponize Amy for their own benefit. So this is not really about saving the world anymore. They're really just trying to create the little soldiers. So it's just not okay. So I like that they show more backstory of how Clark and Brad became friends, how he was his daughter's godfather, how he even tried to help give Brad information, even though he knew what he was going to do with that, as Brad basically tries to hunt down his killer. And so watching that whole progression of Lila and Brad actually having to deal with what happened. We see that they kind of get into arguments during the course of them trying to escape from the soldiers that are basically trying to execute them. And so I love how, even with his relationship with Amy, how he's trying to start over as he's helping Amy, how this forces him to have to deal with what happened to his daughter. And so I love seeing how Clark was kind of there for him to help him. It helps you understand that they did have some type of friendship, because in the beginning of the season, he's kind of just introduced as a colleague and not necessarily that he really helped him at one of the lowest times in his life. But I was just like, Brad, that's cold-blooded. I knew you was going to go after the man, but I was just like, dang, it was really real in these streets. So going more into the character development, we learn more about Amy's relationship with her mother. So we know that Amy's mother was on drugs. She OD'd and died in the beginning of the season, but we see why Amy has such an attachment to her Wrinkle in Time book, which no one has went to get for her. Somebody get Amy her book. We see that Anthony actually shows up and shows her where her book is, but as he's trying to basically use tough love, or what Amy would say, bully her into finally dealing with her past with her mother, we learn that her mother forgot to register her for school. Amy was upset. She said that she hated her, and that was one of the last things that she said to her mother before she died. And so I love how, even though Amy and Brad are separated for mainly the entire episode until the end, we see that they're both have to come face with their demons, and they both have to find a way to deal and process it and actually say it out loud to someone else, as Brad tells Lila what happens, and as Amy tells Anthony what she said to her mother. And so, oh my goodness, the young lady who plays Amy, she is so good. She can go toe to toe with any person that she's in with the scene. Even when she told the mustache dude, I don't like you or your mustache. I don't trust you. I was like, tell him ain't me, okay? And then when she told Clark, she's like, sir, didn't you try to like kill my friend twice, and you think that I'm going to believe you, that you're trying to help him? No, thank you. No, sir. No way. Hell no. Ain't what she said, but that's what she was basically saying. But she's a young lady. She don't talk like that. I love Amy. I love her. And I love just how each week the episodes keep getting better and better, and especially with the character development, how you're learning more about their past, how it relates to their present, even to the whole thing with Dr. Fanning and Elizabeth, how he wants to be this better man, and he wants to start this new life with Elizabeth, but we see that she chooses her husband, and it's always been her husband, and really it's been Dr. Fanning was more so a void to fill as her husband's research took the forefront, and as he neglected his wife. But it was so touching to see them kind of come together at the end finally. He's still trying to fight to save her, and I thought he was going to say, girl, just turn and we're going to figure this out later. But no, she was like, I choose you. I love you. I want to be with you. It was just so sad. I was just like, y'all, you just do not want my eyelashes to last between the whole thing with her mama, with Amy and her mother. And then we get to see Amy and her mom, and then see them make things up. I was just like, I can't do this. Y'all just be really trying to make me cry. And that's what's so enjoyable about The Passage, is you think that it's a show about these virals, about these vampires, but it's really about how this relationship between Brad and Amy and how their troubled past have really led them together. And actually, as they're trying to start over in life, how they're processing all of the traumatic things that have happened to them, but also too with the stories with the inmates who have now become virals, how all of this comes full circle. And I just love watching every single moment of it, y'all. I'm trying to see, did I forget anything really? Let me see. I think that's really much like it, like what happened. I really love that they finally gave us what happened with Brad's daughter. I like that we kind of see all of these characters coming together, being forced to bond with one another to take down Project Noah, because we don't like Project Noah. But yeah, I love the show, guys. Fox, what are y'all doing? Go ahead and renew the show and stop playing with us, okay? So those are pretty much my thoughts on season 1, episode 7 of The Passage. You Are Like the Sun. I really hope that you guys enjoy my review / recap. As always, make sure that you're live tweeting with me every week, Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, my name is Sharronda from Pay Your Weight. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I will see you soon.